Hello everyone, it's Rachel here at Clarty Hands Crafts, and for today's tutorial you will need 3 sheets of paper all of the same size. I'm using A4 paper which has been stained with coffee. With the paper in landscape orientation, we're going to fold them in half, taking the bottom edges and aligning them with the top edges. Repeat this for all 3 sheets. Next you're going to fold the sheets again, but this time from left to right. The idea for this project popped into my head when I was at my mum's house with my son and my niece, and I've learned that if you don't try the idea when the inspiration strikes, then it'll be lost and I'll never be able to remember what went through my mind later on. So while I was there, I grabbed a load of scrap paper from one of the kids' scribbling pads, and I made a mock-up there and then. I should have kept it to make a real junk journal, shouldn't I? You can use a circle punch to cut notches into the open top edge of each folded paper. Then nestle them inside each other, and you can distribute them evenly using a ruler. The pockets can now be glued together to create a full-size page. You'll need to take care and apply glue close to the top edges of the back sides of the pockets. And this will ensure that they don't catch on your tags or your journal cards as you try to insert them in the pockets. I wanted to create some uptucks on the reverse side of the pages, so I only applied glue to the outline shape, so I didn't fill in the excess space. You'll see exactly what I mean more clearly later on. Repeat this for all overlapping sections and weigh them down to dry so that they don't peel apart. It might be a good idea to trim the raw open edge so that it is straight. I tried to use my paper trimmer, but the paper got a bit mangled due to the glue still being wet, so I finished the job with a pair of scissors. That's what you get for being impatient. Okay, so we've still got some open edges that need dealing with, so you can go ahead and seal those shut with some glue now. I can't remember why I didn't do this earlier, but I'm pretty sure there was a reason behind it. I don't think it was anything that would have been a major problem, but I think this way had made it easier for some reason. I'm feeling a bit proud because I've already recorded my next video, so if you haven't already subscribed then please do so, because I post lots of junk journal ideas. I'm trying to get ahead of schedule with my uploads so that I can spread video preparations over a few more days instead of trying to get it all done in one day at the last minute. You can see the uptucks here, and we're going to add something to make whatever we tuck inside more secure later on. And then you can see the pockets as well. If you want to leave them open then you can, but I chose to glue them shut at the centre fold to prevent things from slipping between pockets from one side to the other. Instead of gluing lace to the pockets directly, I thought it would be cool to add it to the tops of the journal cards that I'm going to put in instead, and having the lace peeking out of the top of the pockets. This adds decoration to the journal cards and the pages in one go. I cut some pieces of lace to the right length and then split them down the length because I didn't have any narrow lace in the right colour. You'll need to make the journal cards a slightly smaller width than the pockets so that they can get past the glued edges. I made the cards in 2 different designs, 3 cards of each design. Because I didn't like the reverse of these designs, I backed them with some plain vintage paper that I had in my stash. I repeated this for all of the cards and then just cut them out with a pair of scissors. I rounded the corners with my trusty corner rounding punch, and then I inked all of the edges as well. After that I added the lace to the top of all of the journal cards, and I made sure that the lace actually overhanged the edge so that it would poke out at the top of the pocket. I ended up needing to trim the lace down because I measured it against the width of the pocket instead of the width of the journal card, but I'll save those little bits and use them for clusters. Now we are going to make stoppers for the reverse side of the page. When items are slipped into the uptucks, they can easily slide back out of their own accord at the moment, so we're going to create some semicircle stoppers that will help to hold the ephemera in place. So for this I just used a circle punch to punch out some pieces of card in the coordinating designs with the journal cards, and then I cut them in half just using scissors. And then they can be glued down to the bottom edge of those uptucks. Just glue one line along the straight edge so that the top curved edge is free to catch your journal cards or your tags. I made some mini journal cards to go in mine, but you can put whatever you want inside. This design paper that I've been hoarding for ages, so I decided to cut it up and use the large butterfly images to decorate my pages. I fussy cut them using some precision scissors and then inked the edges to give them a bit of shading so that they looked a bit more 3D when they were down on the page. I managed to glue the small butterfly onto the semicircle stopper without affecting the way the stopper works, and then I stuck the large ones flat to the paper. And I kind of wish that I'd made the tuck spots from the large butterflies as well, but never mind, that was just a little opportunity missed. I took the page up to my sewing machine and did a zigzag stitch around the sealed edges to give it a contrasting border, and then the pages were finished, ready to insert all of the journal cards. It's looking pretty. The lace makes pulling the journal cards out a lot easier because there's something to grip hold of. Here you can see how the stoppers work to keep things in place as well. The project can be stitched into a signature as a page, or it would be a nice way to send a friend some goodies in the style of a loaded envelope or something like that. I hope you liked today's tutorial, and I shall see you again next time for another idea. Goodbye!